Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Midge. Today, I'm going to go into a real bare metal computer that's running Windows 10, and I'm going to show you how to install virtual software called VirtualBox and how to install Linux Mint as a virtual machine in your Windows 10 computer. So, let's get to it. So now I have logged on to my other bare metal computer that's running Windows 10. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Firefox and I'm going to type in VirtualBox. And I'm going to go here, I'm going to click it on, and I'm going to click it on here. So you can see VirtualBox, it's available for Windows, Mac OS, Linux distributions, and Solaris. So I've used the VirtualBox in Linux, and I've used it in Windows. Now, right now, I don't use VirtualBox in Linux anymore because I use Virt Manager, which is a virtualization software that only works in Linux, even though you can install Windows in it, but it only runs in a Linux host. But VirtualBox will run in all these operating systems. I'm going to click on Windows host, and I'm downloading VirtualBox into my real bare metal computer that's running Windows. Windows 10, that is. Okay, it's downloaded. So I'm going to close my, you know what? I'm going to leave my web browser open for a reason. I'm going to go to my file manager and I'm going to go to downloads. And here it is here. So I'm going to click this on VirtualBox. Let's click it on and install it. You want to install? Yes. Preparing to install. I'm getting an error message. So Oracle VirtualBox needs Microsoft Visual C++ 219 redistributable package installed first. Please install the package and restart the installation of VirtualBox. So we got to get this program. I knew it was going to do that. Microsoft Visual, there it is there. C++ redistributable. I don't think I can pronounce that word. Let's click on this link. Let's see if it's here. Oh, I don't want to learn. I just want to download it. So this is the one we want. Visual Studio. Oh no, we want this one. C++ redistributable version. And let's click it on. And I just want to scan down for a sec. Okay, so that's it there. And I'm going to click on this one here, X64. Okay, so I'm going to click it on and download it. And it only takes a second to download. And now I'm going to close it. And I'm going to go back to my file manager and I'm going to install it. I'm going to click it on and we're going to install this. I agree to the terms and let's install it. And do you want to allow it? Yes. So it's installing it. I guess I'm going to pause the video for a sec or two. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to reboot after this. So I'm going to pause the video, so don't go away. Okay, so that only took a couple of seconds. I really didn't have to pause it. Maybe it took half a minute. I have to restart my computer. Let's click the restart button and it's restarting. And I'm going to pause the video and come back. So don't go away. Okay, so the computer rebooted, logged back into Windows. So now that we installed that package, we should be able to install and set up our virtual machine software called VirtualBox. What I'm going to do is click on my file manager. I'm going to go back to downloads. And now I'm going to click on, so we installed this one up here. And now we're going to install VirtualBox. I'm going to click it on. And I can't remember now, I might have to reboot again. Yes, we want to make changes to the system. And I'm going to click on next. I accept the terms, next. And it's going to click on next. And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to click on next. And I'm going to click on install. And it's going to install it. And I'm going to come back when the installation is finished. So don't go away. I'll be back. Okay, so it finished. It took less than 5 minutes. And I'm going to hit the finish button. And don't remember if I have to. Oh, I don't have to reboot. How about that? And now this is a new version of VirtualBox. I think I'm going to go with basic mode. We've installed VirtualBox. Let's close it. Let's close our file manager. So now I'm going to click on VirtualBox. I'm going to click on new. You don't want to click on add. You want to click on new. And the name is, I'm going to call it Linux Mint. And actually what I would do is open up a file manager. I'm going to go to local drive C. And in my other video, when I showed you how to download and verify a Linux Mint ISO, I made a folder called ISO. So if you open the folder, there's a Linux Mint in there, okay, with the files. So now I'm going to go back, and what I'm going to do is make a new folder. You don't have to do this. This is optional. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it VMs or VM. Let's just call it VM. Okay. And I'm going to open that folder, and I'm going to make a new folder called Mint. Mint. Okay. So now I'm going to close my file manager. That was just optional. And so we're going to call this Linux Mint. The folder, I'm not going to make my installation in a default folder. I'm going to go to Other. I'm going to go to C. I'm going to click on VM. I'm going to click on Mint, and I'm going to select folder. So my virtual machine, when I install it, it's going to go into C VM/Mint. Now the ISO image, I got to select that. I'm going to go Other. I'm going to go to C, and my ISO is up here in the folder called ISO. So I'm going to click it on, and it's in a folder called Mint. And there's the ISO there. So I'm going to open it, and I'm going to click on Skip Unattended Installation, and I'm going to click on Next. Now I'm going to give this Linux Mint, I'm going to give it 4 gigs of RAM, 4096 megabytes, and I'm going to give it 4 CPUs, and I'm going to click Next. And you probably should make the hard drive at least 50 gigabytes, maybe 100 if you have space. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to make it 50. Well, you know what? We could even make it 56, okay? And I'm going to click Next, and I'm going to finish. And then I'm going to click on Start, and it's going to boot into it. And I'm going to hit Enter, and I'm going to make this full screen, and I'm going to go to View, Full Screen Mode, and I'm going to say yes. I'm going to click on Switch, and then I'm going to close these things here. But now we've logged on to Linux Mint ISO in the virtual machine within Windows 10, and I'm just going to change the display settings. Let's try this one. Let's keep the changes, and let's close this. So this is Linux Mint. We've logged on to the live ISO within a virtual machine within Windows 10. So you can play with it all you want, or you can install it. And if you click on this icon, you can go through and install. So let's click it on, and we get to this screen. Let's just move this a bit over, and I'm going to go Continue. English US is good, even though I'm in Canada. I'm going to hit Continue, and I'm going to click on this to install multimedia doc codecs, and I hit Continue. If you were installing this on a bare metal computer with Windows 10, it would ask if you want to do a dual boot. But because I'm inside a virtual machine of Windows 10, it's not recognizing another operating system, and it's just going to say erase disk. Well, we got nothing on it because I made a 50 gig or a 56 gig hard drive in this virtual machine. So I'm going to install now. You want to make changes? Yes. I'm going to continue. It's recognizing my city. I'm going to continue. My name is Mitch. I'm going to call this, I'm going to change the computer name to Linux Mint. Can't have any spaces. My username is going to be Mensch. I'm going to make an easy password because it's a virtual machine, and it's just for the sake of the video. I'm going to leave it on default, require password to log in, and I'm going to continue. And we are installing Linux Mint in a virtual machine in a Windows 10 bare metal computer. So this is going to take about 10 minutes. Even though it only takes 10 minutes, I'm going to go and eat dinner, and I'm going to come back in about an hour and a half. So don't go away. I'll be back. I'm back. So over an hour has passed. It didn't take that long to do the install. This install only takes 10 minutes, but I had to go and eat dinner and spend some time with my wife. So if you want, you can continue testing, which means that you can play with the live version of Linux Mint, or you can restart. So I'm going to restart. And the system is rebooting. And we're going to reboot into our brand new. Please remove the installation media and press enter. Well, I don't have a thumb drive plugged in because this is a virtual machine. I'm just going to hit enter. Oh, and here we are. So I can put my password in, and we're logging into our brand new installation of Linux Mint installed in a virtual machine inside Windows 10. And there we have it. Now, the what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this off. I don't want to see this welcome menu come up every time I boot into the system. And what I'm going to do is fix the resolution. And you're going to have to do that because it is a virtual machine. So I'm going to go to display settings and I'm going to do 1600 by 900 because that's the resolution of this machine. I'm going to keep the changes and close that. Now, this button here says there's updates to do. So I'm going to go and do some updates. I'm going to click OK. So do you want to switch to local mirror? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to put my password in and I'm going to switch to a local mirror. I'm going to go University of Waterloo Science Club and I'm going to change the base as well. It is, I'm going to do the same mirror and it just disappeared. There it is. And I'm going to apply it. Okay. And click here to update the cache. Okay. And now I'm going to click this blue button to exit and I'm going to apply the update. I put my password in. And of course, whenever you install a new system, regardless of whether it be Windows or any Linux distribution, you should always update the system. That should be the first thing you do. So it's saying, and I don't know if you can see that, there's 14 updates to do. So I'm going to click this on, install the updates. That's asking for my password again. And it's installing the packages. It's going to take a few minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and come back. So don't go away. And the update is finished. It took less than 5 minutes. Now, one thing about Linux is that most of the time when you do updates, you don't have to reboot your system like you do with Windows. The only time you have to reboot the system is when it installs a new kernel. And the nice thing about Linux Mint is that it's going to tell you when you get to this page, when you finish doing your updates and you get to this screen, it's going to tell you you have to reboot your computer. I'm going to close this screen. So just to let you know, this icon here, if you hover over it, it says your system is up to date. And when it looks like that, it means it's up to date. And when updates are available, this little patch here is going to get red. It's going to have a red dot in it. You can click it on and it's telling us it's up to date, but it's going to tell you need 9 updates or whatever, 10 updates, whatever, okay? I'm not going to give you a tour of Linux Mint because I've done that many times in other videos. And I'm not going to show you how I would configure Linux Mint. I mean, you know, you can, I always change the format of the clock. I install a weather app here. I change the wallpaper. I change it to a dark theme. And I'm not going to go into the software center now and show you how to use the software center, how to download apps or how to delete apps. And I'm not going to give you a tour of the default apps that are already installed. So I think this is a lot better choice because now it's as if we installed Linux Mint in our bare metal computer, but it's a virtual machine. And like I said, you can save files, you can copy files, you can paste files, you can delete some of the default apps, you can download other apps from the software center, you can download or copy music files into here or video files into here. Well, you can do everything that you would want to do in here the same as if you wiped Windows out of your computer and installed Linux Mint in your bare metal computer. And I think this is a much better choice than plugging in a live thumb drive and just playing with it. I think you're going to get more of a feel for this. And that's it. In this video, I showed you how to download and install a virtual machine software for Windows 10 called VirtualBox. And I showed you how to install Linux Mint as a virtual machine in your Windows 10 computer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.